What the most private thing you're willing to admit? I'm a middle-aged mom who will sneak to Target and buy toys for myself like dolls, not collectibles, just toys. I hide them from my husband and just basically look at them when I'm alone. I think it's because I grew up poor and didn't have much, so now that I'm making okay money, I'm spending it on random stuff in secret and I feel incredibly weird and guilty because of it. I don't want to kill myself, but I also don't want to live. I've been there. It's hard to die accidentally on purpose. I can't stand being around 98% of my extended family. Me too. So I don't. Boundaries are amazing. When I was like 7, I went almost 2 full months strictly pissing in my mom's various house plants because she yelled at me for knocking one over, so I got my revenge the best way I could think of at the time. This is the best thing I've read all day. I have no goals. We are supposed to figure out who we want to be and what we want from our lives. It's almost an expectation that we have to want something out of life. But I have never wanted to be anything and I have never wanted to do anything. I have no passions. I don't think I'm depressed though. I've always been this way. I do have a job which is okay, and a family I love. But I'm pretty much just going to keep existing until I don't. I recently found this nice little tweet: unpopular opinion, I don't think your life has to have a purpose, or you a grand ambition. I think it's okay to just wander through life finding interesting things until you die. One time in 1993 there was a blizzard that swept across the East Coast. We were out of school for at least 3 weeks. This was around the time I discovered masturbation. Anyway, I was stuck inside for 3 weeks and my bedroom door didn't lock, so I couldn't risk it, and I didn't even think about doing it in the shower anymore as I knew I couldn't handle that kind of guilt again. One day, I got an overwhelming urge and decided to layer up and head out into the wild because I was going insane. I reached the woods behind my house and slid down into a ditch. I already knew what I was about to do and couldn't believe I was actually going through with it. I started making the shape of a woman out of snow on the ground. I gave her some nice curves and some boobs. Well, this was it. My big chance, the moment I was preparing for. I unzipped and got busy. It only took about 30 seconds and that was it. I stood up, zipped my pants and brushed her away as if it never happened. I walked back home and went into my room and just listened to Counting Crows or something, like I didn't just have sex with a snowman. The blizzard of '93. I remember it like yesterday. Only I wasn't banging snowmen. You would definitely remember every time it snowed for the rest of your life, I can promise you. I often find myself anticipating arguments and then will proceed to spend minutes to hours building a defense case against said hypothetical confrontation, only for the confrontation never to materialize. It's often not even with anyone I already know. It could be a judgmental remark from a complete stranger that I've yet to even meet. But boy, when that day comes, if ever, they'll be prepared to drop knowledge bombs on them that will make them wish they never tried to come at me. Until then, I'll just live in a constant state of stress manufactured by my own brain. I just want to leave my life behind and start over somewhere. Not telling my friends and family anything. Just leave. Been there, never done it. Might still do it. I did it. It was nice to get away from it all, but at the end of the day, the problem was still me. Edit, it was nice to get away from abusive and toxic situations, but my anxiety is what holds me back, which may be caused by previous awful situations. I've been in counseling since 2004 and nothing seems to help, except weed sometimes. I think I'm a lost cause at this point and I'm really lost in life, but I still live each day. I don't have a choice. I have never felt like a priority to anyone. It would offend my family and friends, I'm sure, but I have seen the way they prioritize other people and I yearn for that so badly in just one person. Edit, I'm overwhelmed by the outpouring of love I've received both in comments but mostly in private messages. Working on responding to those, I'm sad so many of us share this feeling, but I feel very compelled to advise that we all reach out to one another to maybe offset this feeling of unimportance. Your best friend could be in this comment section. Anyone can reach out to me whenever about whatever, and if you're in the Hoosier state, LMK. Thank you for all of the awards as well. I feel you. I feel like an afterthought. I'm an extreme overthinker. Like my girlfriend won't open a message of mine for a few hours and I'll be fully in my head thinking of all the bad things that could be happening. Or I'll show up late to work and I'll be terrified that I'm going to be fired for the whole day. I never act on those thoughts because I always have that little bit of sanity telling me that I'm overthinking, but it's still there and it duckin' sucks. This sounds a lot like me. Hello, anxiety. I'm tired of being alone. This feeling only finally hit me last year. Always kinda hoped something would spontaneously happen out of nowhere, when I least expect it. Still waiting. Am not convinced that I'm going to make it. In life, in the career I've chosen, with the hand I've been dealt financially and otherwise, I try so hard all the time, but it also doesn't really feel like I'm trying at all or getting anywhere. Am not convinced that I'm smart enough or good enough or mentally well enough to be able to pull myself up through the mountains of absolute shit, and I don't think anyone will help me. I think it's too much to ask of someone. Edit. Wow, y'all, I really did not expect this to get as much attention as it has, especially the kind and caring words from so many people, and thanks for the awards too? That's bonkers to me. Therese, a lot going through my head right now, but basically what I want to say is I'm feeling that much more seen and cared about right now because of you all. It's reminding me of something a professor said to me once that I had forgotten about, that I was in the right place, and that she was happy I was there. I hope I can extend that to the folks expressing similar feelings and say that we're in this together. Therese, a lot of good advice in this thread, and that while I might be having a bad night, that doesn't make it a bad life. It may not mean much coming from an internet stranger, but trust me when I say that you are not alone in feeling that way. If everyone who felt like they were going to fail did so, we all would be doomed. You will make it. I will make it. We will make it. Am not alright mentally. Me either. Sometimes I go into the woods to scream. Not like to release stress, just to scream like a wildman. Have you ever recognized yourself in one of those AskReddit scary camping in the woods stories? I'm an alcoholic and I've been sober for 98 days. Everyone always asks, do you miss it? I say no every time, but I'm only lying to myself. I've missed it for every single one of those 98 days. It's not getting easier, the struggle is real. Hi. Hoping to be one day sober on Tuesday. Just took a huge step tonight by reached out to family letting them know I need help. Scary as shit, but here we go. Edit. Thank y'all for the support. Holy smokes, I did not expect this level of outreach. Here we are on Tuesday morning feeling great. Taking this one day at a time. I envy people with functional families. First time I saw a functional family I was stunned. Same. Didn't know how to behave when my friends' parents and family just sat together at the breakfast table just chit-chatting like a couple of well-adjusted normal people. How much I hate my friends for not being there for me the way I have always been there for them. If they were, life would be far different. I've noticed that I no longer take the effort to get to know people anymore because of this. I'm so tired of crossing oceans for someone that won't stretch over a puddle for me. I'm going to therapy for the first time at the age of 30. I'm proud of you. Know that it's completely okay to switch therapists if one isn't working out for you. I am fake 90% of the time, especially around friends and at work. I pretend to be happy, funny, silly, and like I'm okay. I am deeply not okay and crave being alone because it's the only time I can take the mask off. I am who I wish I actually was around other people. But it's not real. Edit. Looks like I found my people lol. Thank you to everyone who shared their experiences, support and advice. I will seriously consider seeking help, and I wish all you fellow fakers the very best. Someone told me that I am the most positive negative person they've ever met. I put on a bubbly popular exterior, but I am crippling with anxiety, depression and lack of identity. I can't name a single thing that I like about myself. You were bold enough to share that. I don't even know you, and that's one thing I like about you.